In this tutorial, we're going to check out Hexomatic. It's currently a lifetime deal on AppSumo. It is a web scraper and automation tool, and I personally love it because it saves me a lot of time for doing things I used to do, but I don't do anymore. You'll find out why in this video, why I don't do them anymore. But now I'm going to do them again because of Hexomatic, and it's great. And it is a lifetime deal, like I said. There's a link in the description down below if you want to check that out. If you have any questions or comments during this video, please leave those down below as well. I try to answer them the best I can. My name is Bjorn Allpass from WP Learning Lab, where we help you get better at WordPress so you can earn more for yourself, for your customers, and for your business. And if you haven't done so yet, click subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss any future videos. Now let's get started. As I mentioned, Hexomatic is currently a lifetime deal on AppSumo. It's more on the expensive side, but it definitely gives you a lot of time savings. These are the options you have available for you down here. There's a link to this page in the description down below. It is an affiliate link, so if you end up buying through that, I do get a commission. It does not make it more expensive for you. It says this that I get referral credit for sending you here. And if the AppSumo deal has expired, there's another link down there that goes to the Hexomatic website. That's also an affiliate link, but it goes instead of AppSumo to the Hexomatic website directly, where after AppSumo, you can still get access to the software there. So if you do end up buying through either of those, I really appreciate it. It helps me keep making these videos for you guys. This is Hexomatic. It is a web scraping and automation tool. It's currently an AppSumo for a lifetime deal. I used to use a scraper called Outwit Hub, which is a desktop application for Mac, but it's no longer supported, at least not in my current version of Mac OS, so I can't use it anymore. And it's also much more manual than Hexomatic. Hexomatic is simpler, and I think it's great for scraping information from anywhere, from Google, from websites, from, I guess that's about it, Google or websites. And it allows you to really easily and quickly create workflows and automations and scrapers. And here's how you do it. You go to your scraping recipes, that's where you start. Create a new recipe, and in the URL field, we have to add a demo URL that we want to scrape. So I'm going to look up a website that I want to scrape data from. In this case, let's try Yelp. And San Francisco looks good. Let's go to search. And here's data that we can scrape right from here, because it's structured data, so it's always the same thing repeating over and over. If you click into one of these, there's more information. This is also information you could gather and create your own business directory. Businesses don't really mind if they have more exposure. So if you're building a business directory that showcased more businesses and showcased maybe better than Yelp does, there's no reason a business would be upset about that. And so we're going to copy this page right here, come back over here, paste it into the URL bar. You're going to choose fast for the browser mode. You can also choose full stack. Not sure what exactly the difference is, but one goes a lot faster. For the proxy mode, you can have data center, which is a set of IPs that are constantly cycled through all the users on Hexomatic. So the IP is always changing, so it doesn't look like everything's happening from the same IP. You can have residential IPs and residential geolocated IPs where you can pick a country. Lots of countries to choose from for specific IPs in specific countries. I'm going to stick with data center. I'm going to click on preview, and this will load the page. Sometimes this takes quite a while. And if you're finding this tutorial helpful, click the like button, because that helps this video show up for more people on YouTube so we can spread the knowledge and help more people with this information. So make sure you click like if you like this video. Sometimes it's pretty quick. This time it was pretty quick. And once we're here, we can't navigate. We can click on things, but we can't click on it to go to the next page. We can click on it because we want to scrape it. For example, let's click on Starbucks right here. And that is now highlighted, Starbucks Pickup, Nespresso Boutique, let's see if I can zoom in here, Buy Right Creamery. So it's highlighting all of the headlines. So I'm going to choose Select All. If I choose Select Single, it only choose the one I selected. I want to select all because I want to have a database of all the listings on here. Select All. On the right-hand side, we give it a label. I'm going to call this business name. I think that's a good one. I can make it all lowercase, actually. I usually keep these lowercase for whatever reason, I don't know. And this underscore is automatically added by Hexomatic. And the type for this is text. And then it shows a preview of what it thinks you're picking out, and that's correct. Click on the check mark to save it. Now when this runs, it's going to pick up that value. I also want to have in there, you could add the categories. I want to add the descriptions. I'm going to click on descriptions. Select all. Let's call this business description, and this is text. Good. And I also want the dollar amount. Not all of them have dollar amounts, but that one does. The next one does. I'm going to go select all, and this is cost. This is not a number because it's dollar signs. I'm going to call it text. But it's also including that little dot. I don't necessarily want that dot. So I'm going to X that out. I'm going to, instead of using the auto select, you know what, first I'm going to show you the link. So all these have links. So I'm going to click on here and select all again for the headline. This time I'm going to say business page on Yelp. I like to use descriptive labels. These also become headings in the Excel spreadsheet when you output it, or a Google Sheet. I'm going to choose link URL, and here it shows the link. Now, that doesn't look quite right, so let's try source URL. It's not right either. HTML tag, ahref, that is the link. Okay, some links look nicer than others, but apparently this is the link. You have to put a Yelp in front of it when you're actually navigating to it, but this is going to pull the link into your either spreadsheet, CSV, Google Sheet, or JSON. Save that, and now for the cost, I didn't like that dot that was being pulled in, so I'm going to choose custom element to see if I can get just the dollar signs. And our custom element's right here. Let's call this cost, and the type is going to be text. Now I have to find the HTML selector. To do that, we're going to leave Hexomatic, come back to here. I'm going to inspect the thing I want to pick up. And we have to find the specific selector for just the dollar signs and not that dot if we can. So here's the dollar signs right here, and after we have the dot, might not be able to select those individually, but we'll try. Let's copy the class here. And let's put the class into here, and you can have a regular expression if you want. And the pattern might help us as well, because there is a pattern that this separator is right after the dollar sign, so I can help filtering it out. I'm just going to click on save. There's no preview for that one, but if I go to save, let's give this a name first. Call this Yelp Scraper. Yelp, hold on, not Scraper. Yelp City Level Scraper. Because you'd create a different scraper for the individual pages as well. Save that, and now we have our scraper right there. And now with that scraper, we can go into workflows, create a new workflow. I'm going to choose data input. With this, we have to give it URLs. With other templates, you don't necessarily, but with this one we do. You can upload URLs or input data via CSV file, text file, paste a list, or paste text. I'm going to paste a list. I'm just going to paste this one right here. And then I'm going to look up scraping recipes. Here's our Yelp scraper. Drag and drop that right to there. The source for the scraper is going to be the data input. And then I'm going to click on continue. Before I click run now, I just want to explain what just happened. I'll actually X out of this. So what just happened is we created a scraper that is able to identify the information that we want from this type of page. This type of page is going to exist for probably every major city in North America or USA or wherever, but there's going to be a lot of pages that have structured data that we want that look just like this one. So we use this one as an example. We use that to build the scraper, and now in the data input field, we could paste in all the URLs for all the major cities on Yelp. We could find that via sitemaps. We could find that via another scraper that we make. So we create another scraper that scrapes just the top level city URLs or city links, and then we use that as input to here. Then we scrape the individual data off of here to get the links for individual businesses. Then we have another scraper that then scrapes the individual data from that business listing. And by then, we're 3 levels deep, and that's probably the end of it. That's for this kind of website. Let's click on continue, and let's run this and see what happens. It's currently in progress, and it's done. That went pretty quick. We can download this to Google Sheets, CSV, or JSON. I'm going to open in Google Sheets. It's just the easiest to read format. And here we have our output. So we have our input, which is that San Francisco Yelp directory page. And then we have URLs for the same thing. This is a field that they entered, so is this. Then we have the business name. This is a field we created. This is all the business names. This is the page they're found on. That's why it includes that URL as well. This is all the business names. This is all the descriptions right here. This is the cost. Some didn't have the cost, if you recall. And we also got it without that extra character using the special selector. So that's great. We have the specific page right here, even added Yelp in the front. So if I click on, say, this one, this should take us to the Tartine Bakery. Looks like it will. There's the Tartine Bakery. And then we have the cost again. Property name. So I messed up our scraper. Let's go back to our scraping. I didn't do the labeling properly. It turns out the custom element didn't work right. And the property name, which was the original one for the class, did work right. So there is a bit of trial and error to get just the right properties and get the right selectors everywhere. Let's change this to cost. I'll save that again. And now we can go back to our workflow. This one right here. Didn't save the name for whatever reason. Maybe I didn't even name it. Yep, city scraper workflow, I guess. Update and run. And now that we updated our scraper, hold on, it's not going to work. I've tried this many times. You have to delete the scraper from here and then re-add it. Otherwise, it's not going to do what you think it will. Make sure we have our data input here, that same URL. Okay, good. Update and run. Run now. Continue. Basically, it was a warning that whatever was saved here under the download is going to be erased now. That's fine. It's all done. Google Sheets. Open that up. Now we have all the same data, but we got rid of that last column that wasn't doing anything for us. And we have this one renamed to cost. And that's how we create a scraper. And now you can go and input 10,000 URLs from different business pages like this on a city level, and then get all the links to all the businesses themselves, and then scrape all those too if you wanted. And you can create your own business directory pretty quick, lickety split doing that. And Hexomatic, the way it works with AppSumo is they have automation credits every month and simultaneously running workflows. So this workflow that we just created, we were running it by pressing run, but you can also schedule these if you want. There's workflows for all kinds of stuff. I'll show you that in just a minute. I have the 15,000 credit plan right now, and it's a lot of credits. Like this, when we scrape this page right here, that's 1 credit being used. While we're testing, it's still 1 credit. But if you think there might be 10,000 cities, maybe 50,000, I don't even know how many cities would be listed on Yelp for this kind of page right here. But if you are scraping in that kind of volume, in each page is 1 credit. It'll take 50,000 credits to get all the city level pages. Does it really matter if it takes you a few months longer? If you're building a directory, you don't want to publish 50,000 pages overnight anyway, right? So the credits are quite generous because 15,000 is a lot of credits. And if I look at my dashboard, I've used, 206 credits so far, playing around with it. And I've done a lot of stuff. None of it's scheduled, so you see a giant dip here. This is where I was really messing around a lot right here. You see this big dip because I don't have anything scheduled to run frequently, but I could see the credits lasting a long time, and they keep renewing, which is fantastic. But there are other credits too. They're called premium credits. These are not included in AppSumo. You have to buy these separately. And what those are, if we go to workflows again, let's make a new workflow. Let's go to template library. And here's a bunch of templates. This is actually not where I want to be right now, but there's a lot of templates for different types of scrapers pre-built for you. You can just pop these in. Let's do this one. Check competitors on Amazon listings. And it has this scraper built for you. You just got to add the input. In this case, it looks like a ID for an Amazon listing. And then here, it finds the seller. And you can add more workflows down below to now look up that listing and collect information from there super easily. And so the premium automations are listed right here. There's AI audio transcription, AI optical character recognition, text-to-speech, image labeling, image safety, logo detection, product search, Amazon, Baidu search, Bing. You can read them as I scroll down. There's a lot of different options, and these cost premium credits. So every time you run them, you have to use a credit that you pay for. They're not super expensive. I can't see myself using them, but they are there for extra stuff that you can do. And the built-in automations are the ones that come built in that you use the AppSumo credits for. And these ones are really all I'm going to use. And there's a lot of options here. They're pretty self-descriptive if you read what the name is. One of the ones I was messing around with earlier, or so far, is, so you do Google search for something like Doctors in Venice, and then it goes to Google. It scrapes all of the URLs for the results for Doctors in Venice. You can then use an email scraper that then goes to all those pages and discovers the email addresses that are linked to those websites, and hopefully those are their main contact emails. You can then use the email address validation to make sure those are real emails, and then it spits it all out into a Google Sheet or CSV or JSON, and then you can email them. I mean, it's marketing research on steroids. And that's just one example. And that's just Doctors in Venice. You could do that for doctors everywhere, or lawyers, or mechanics, or whomever. It just goes a whole lot faster. And then with the Google Sheets, of course, it's really easy to use Zapier or Integromat or any one of the umpteen different automation software to now come in here, pull this data, put that into your CRM or wherever, and you can use that data also on autopilot in those other systems. You could actually be emailing these people on autopilot, or pretty much on autopilot. You have to put them into like a cold emailing software, and then it could create the email for you with the automations you use outside of Hexomat, and then all you do is really just proof it and press send. And the automations tab over here, this is a list of all the different automations that we have available to us. It labels the premium ones as premium. Those are the ones with the special credits that I mentioned, and built-in is the built-in ones. If you click on these, it gives you more information. You can create a workflow with them. You can also go to the Hexomatic Academy, which has a bunch of video tutorials that'll walk you through a lot of different things in Hexomatic. And I think for most people, this is one of those things that you're going to use once in a while. Most of us are not going to be scraping 24/7. And so 15,000 credits is a lot. I might downgrade to a lower level because I didn't realize that they were so generous with the credits. So a lower level one, the 10,000 one might be the one you want because you can run unlimited simultaneous workflows. And a simultaneous workflow is if we go in here, let's open this one again. We can update and run. We can schedule a start time and day. So we can pick a start time and we can schedule it. We can also run it manually, daily, weekly on Monday, whatever time you set here, annually on the 15th, every weekday, Monday to Friday. And that would burn through a lot of credits. And that is, if we set that up here, that's one workflow simultaneous, even though it's just one. If you imagine two being set up here, that'll be two simultaneous workflows, 3, 4, 5, 6 simultaneous workflows all running at the same time. And that's what this means, the simultaneous workflow. So you can have up to 10 for this one and unlimited for this one. You also get API access. I haven't played around with that yet, so I'm not sure what that means. And that's all you get by going to higher codes, by stacking more, you get more automations. And 50,000 a month is huge. That's a huge number. You could do this for clients as well. So 50,000 could make sense if you have a lot of clients that you're getting data for. Maybe you have some kind of lead generation system for clients where you find doctors in Venice and you basically give your clients a list of pre-selected, validated emails from doctors in Venice. You can also, hold on, there's one more. Let's search right here. You can also enrich. I don't know what the name is. I haven't used it yet. But I believe it's a built-in one. And you can basically enrich the email addresses. So you have an email, and then it will go out and find social profiles and whatever information it can find linked to that email address that's publicly visible. Otherwise, Hexomatic couldn't see it either. And then it will make it a spreadsheet and give you a whole bunch more information about that email address. Whether that's for an individual or for a company, we don't know because we haven't actually run that specific email address, but it gives you more information about that address, which will then help you serve them better, help you tailor your products better for them possibly, and present a solution that works for them better. So either way, that'd be a great service you could provide for people who don't have the time or don't have the tools to do this efficiently. I just clicked on this one right here, Discover Tech Stack. That's a cool one too. I actually ran one of these. I'll show you this really quick. Workflows. I messed around with the Tech Stack one right here, Discover Tech Stack of a website. Let's see what that looks like. It's pretty cool. I ran this on a Trails website because all Trails blocked me instantly. So I went to Trail Link, which is similar, and the tech stack pulled out this information. Facebook, Google Analytics, Google Font API, Google+, Google Tag Manager, Microsoft ASP.NET, Quantcast, Slick, Zerb Foundation, jQuery, IIS, Windows Server. So this is what Hexomatic determined is the tech stack for that website. So if you had, say, WordPress services, you could use a scraper to scrape Google results for, say, doctors in Venice, find their websites, use the tech stack to determine whether they're using WordPress websites, and then use the emails to find the email addresses, the email scraper, and then enrich the data. And then you have a list of doctors in Venice who are using WordPress to build and run their websites, and you could offer them services. Or if you happen to be a Microsoft ASP.NET service provider, this is great information to have, that this site runs that. So what I'm trying to say here is there's a lot of different ways you can use Hexomatic, and I love tools that automate things, that make things easier and faster. And for me, this is definitely one of those, and maybe for you as well. So come over here, check out the AppSumo deal. There's a link in the description. It is an affiliate link, but if you end up buying through that, it doesn't make it more expensive for you. It's just that I get a bit of a commission for sending you to AppSumo to buy whatever you buy here. So if you do click that link and purchase. I really appreciate it. And Hexomatic definitely appears to be a great software. Next up, check out this video right here where I show you how RoboMotion works, which is an RPA tool which is also used to automate things, but it's much different than Hexomatic, and it's way more powerful. It's also much harder to use. But this video hopefully runs you through how to use it and gives you a head start on how to use it. So check out that video if you're curious about what that is. And if you haven't done so yet, click subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss any future videos. My name is Bjorn from WP Learning Lab. Till next time, keep crushing it, and I will see you in the next video.